All right, all right, all right. Thank you for coming back onto the channel, and thank you for sure for checking out the last video, Introduction to Tax Lien Investing, the best way to get into real estate. Thank you so much for doing that. We got some good views on that. All right, all right, all right. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much to the old subscribers, and thank you to the new subscribers. Please make sure to share this video, like this video, comment below if you will. Thank you so much for your support. While I'm sat in the car waiting for my kids to finish their math lessons, so I figure I should kill some time here by actually further diving into the tax lien investment. I'm going to go back to the computer at home, but the story just came to me while I'm sitting here when I was thinking about what should I do next. Every time we do a video, it makes the video you started from zero. And so my next zero video that I'm going to start is what I'm thinking of while I was in the car here, and it hit me like, wait a minute. In that video, I did mention that the people that are in the tax auction room are your friends. Don't take them as enemy. And this was case in point. I had bought a couple of property, and it so happened that one of the guys in the room, he actually had a team of guys in the room. They actually wanted that property that I had. And so they reached out to me and made an offer, and I just basically picked their brain and see, hey, how are you guys doing this? And unbeknownst to me, I was an ant in the spectrum of tax lien. What these guys are doing is mind blowing. I mean, they had already secured acres of properties in the same area that they had a very big vision for, and I will show you that on my computer because they asked if I had six figures to be able to buy into the master plan. But of course, your boy is not there yet. But six figures soon come. So I will share that video. I will share that story with you and the plan that they had, and how they came to where they are. So stay tuned. But the tax lien is not something that I discovered. It's something that one of my boy Tio, I went to him with a different business plan, and he told me about this tax lien. I didn't know about it, and he schooled me on it. And he said, well, for him to invest in my project, I should invest with him in tax lien. And of course, hey, I like the experience, so I said, okay, sure, I'll get into it with you. And I did, and I've never looked back since then. And I would say special thanks to my boy Tio, not Tio the football player, but Tio, my Nigerian. All right, let's continue. Let's continue where we left off in the car. I did a quick video in the car, so now I'm back home in the home video. Again, I would like to give good thanks. Again, I would like to give thanks to my good friend Tio for introducing me to this real estate game of tax lien property sales. Now, remember I told you that in the video, links somewhere in the description, that when you are in this environment or when you're bidding on these properties, don't take anybody around you as the enemy. If you lose a property to them, it's okay. While bidding, they have the money for it. You don't have the money for it. You don't have the budget for it. It's all okay. And vice versa, you might bid somebody out of their property that they've been wanting to do. Now, unbeknownst to me, when I dabble into this, that you can actually do stuff like this, it was later on, the years, that I started to figure things out, and I was able to move around the room and be able to talk to different people after their sales. I can say, hey, I see they get that property, and try to pick their brain on what they got. And that's how I stumbled into this key guy that is actually not a single entity bidding. Is actually bidding on behalf of his conglomerate. It's his friends. They all came together, business partner came together, and put money aside to bid on property. What they did is they honed in on one particular area that they want to invest in. and seeing that the town is going down the hill, they can see they know they're trying to business. They follow trying to business. One company moves out, another company moves in, and stuff like that. So they've been at this for years. And what they did is they hold on this area, and they form a holding, an LLC, a name. Uh, so this is just me sitting down with him, and then he was just scribbling away. The way they approached me, or the way he approached me, was, "Hey, I see you bidding here, and you've got one of my properties that I wanted real bad. Can I have it from you for this price?" I said, "Sure, no problem." So from that, he saw that I'm winning the game. So he wants to know more about me, see what am I doing about this, or what was my plan for that property. And I told him what my plan was for the property, and he goes, you have a lot to learn. So see me in my office, and so he gave me the address to his office. I went to go see him in his office, and mind blown. They have stacks of deeds in different folders and everything, and he was pointing them to me, and I was like, "Whoa, this is something." You know how they said a kid in a candy land? This was like, oh my God, this is millions right here that I'm looking at. And while I'm saying this is millions I'm looking at, he goes, "I'm sure you have." This is how he approached me. So, "I'm sure you have six figures that you can invest. For six figures, you can actually buy into owning a percentage of what we're doing here." And I'm like, "Six figures?" He's like, "Yeah. This is big time." So come sit down. So he started scribbling away, and this is the scribble that he gave me. So I would basically black out the areas that. So he told me about the holdings, and basically breaking everything to 25%, and they have all the slots filled, but between the slots you can still buy into it, and the 25% belongs to one person, another 25% belongs to another group of people, and 25%, so it becomes 100%. And the name of the holding, and they have holding in zones. They break down the areas they want in zones, and so let me quickly run down this to you. So they've owned in different zones of that town that they want to acquire, and they have approximately about 279 acres to 399 acres of tax lien properties that they are going to be buying, and they have bought some, and some people beat them, passed some, and they got some back. And I was like, wow. So from that holding, he's saying that, okay, for the four different zones that they have, they are willing to give away a certain percentage. So they've had 60% solid of that 100% they have, or that 100% ownership that they have. They are willing to sell 40% out for six figures to buy into it. Because once they buy these properties on tax sale or tax lien deals, now it belongs to them. If there's a building on that property, they have to pay the taxes allocated to that property. So what they do is they knock down the building completely, the abandoned building, they knock it down, and it becomes empty land. So the tax on the empty land is cheaper than you having a building on that land. While you own onto the land, you still continuously have to pay taxes on that land. So if they have the land for 10 years, they continue to pay it, even though they have not done nothing to it. So this is the kind of monies that he's looking for to be able to sustain what they have. This is how they come in with the buying to it, and so they can buy more properties with whatever investment that comes in. So he's asking each of the partners that had 25% will give up 60%. They will hold on to 60%, and they will sell 40%. That 40% is their management fees and all that good stuff and buy stuff. So what is the value of that 40% that you are going to buy? That's a sense. I mean, 60%. The remaining 40% that you're buying from them, they give you that in approximation of land. So for this first zone, they have 51 acres that they want to divvy up, and they're seeking 40% for 51 acres. The next 60%. Again, they hold on to it. The next holding, and the amount of land you're going to get is 49 acres of land for that, and it goes down to 48. And the new one that they're doing, that he really wants me to get onto it, which is the fourth group, is that's the youngest holding that they have. And to the six figures, I was able to get into to buy into about 80 acres of lot, because the one property that I had that I gave back to them, that I sold back to them, that is where they started to grow. Now let me show you the map. I've also blacked out the map. Here we go. Where's that map? Sorry, let me get that map for you here. All right, so here's the map all blacked out. So you can see the zones. They have the name, and they call it logistics, and they point out the zone, from what zone to what zone are they having. That is about 200 and something acres that they having, and this is the zone they are in right now. And look at this town. This is actually part of a town. And in this same video, I will drive to another town, and I'm going to show you. I will drive to that town, and you'll see a picture of what I'm doing. It's not this particular one that you see on the, not this particular one that you're looking at, but a different town that has similar ideas, because this things is all over the United States. Anywhere in the United States, you go to some towns that you're like, whoa, what happened here? This is deserted. But not knowing that there's something happening on the current that is happening under that kind of things. So this is their map right here, and the greens are the ones that they have purchased in all those blocks. So this are all these little rectangles that you see here are properties, different lots that we in the United States or America we call them lots. So in a parcel, package parcel. So all the green ones that you see here are the ones that they have honing on getting. And yeah, I lost my train of thought right there. And so that is the ones they've purchased. The yellow ones are the ones that the city owns, that the city took it away from somebody, or they seized it from somebody, eminent domain kind of stuff like that, or it was run down and nobody's paying, so the city took it away from them. And then the other yellow is the state taking away the property from somebody through eminent domain or through failure of property tax sale, or somebody that they put it up for tax sale at some point and nobody purchased it, but then they got it. Now, the ones in the pink is somebody else, not their group, another group of people bought those pinks. Another group of LLC bought those pinks. And so is the blues, and the other and so on and so forth. So these guys are not the only ones doing it. They have other groups that are doing it, and they all will buy up this place bit by bit, year by year, till they fully own that lot or they fully own that block. And then they can make a deal with anybody they want to make a deal with. Between themselves, they'll sell themselves properties, and they go from there. And in the same video, I will show you sometimes they will sell the property to the developer that will develop huge multi-use buildings and a residential building in there. And some are just going to knock the whole thing down and just have a big warehouse on there, because warehouses are things that is really popping these days because of Amazon and Walmart. They need locations to store their goods that they selling, where things can go out to different people. I'll take a drive to one or two of them, and I'll show you this in this video. It's getting too long, so I'm going to cut it short. I'm going to do two parts So this part is this one that you're looking at over here, and we'll go from there. And so tax sale real estate is a fun game to be a part of. That's if you have the weight. If you don't have the weight, it's not for you. If you cannot tolerate risk, this is not for you. It is a risky business. I have lost thousands of dollars on this. Luckily, there are $9,000. Well, not mine, myself and my wife. Money that we're trying to make deals with different people, and the deals fall by the wayside, and things happen. It's a risky venture, and in some towns this happens, and the alderman of the mayor goes to jail for it because they are dealing with developers that are shady, and this kind of things happen in the United States, believe it or not. But if you have the right paperwork, the right documentation, do your research, be disciplined, you can get into stuff like this, and you can begin to build a generational wealth. That is what this is about: building generational wealth, leaving something for not your direct kids, but for your grandkids in the future. And things like this, you just don't hand it over to them. There's some things that you put in some kind of a trust fund, and you have to understand that you have to build that up. These are things I'm learning too. One of my favorite biography that there's two of them that I've read a few of them, but there's two that really stick out to me that I'm really using them as a blueprint for my life. I pray that I live a long life, and I pray that for you also. But this is something I'm trying to develop. The one is the biography of Andrew Carnegie. I mean, that is a fantastic biography that you need to read. That is one of my blueprints. And the second one is the Walmart, Sam Walton. I mean, it's a fun. That one is a fun read to have. The Sam Walton one, which is the founder of Walmart, and look at what Walmart is today. And then you have the Walgreens, and you have all the ones. You have the Chase banks and stuff like that. But I've read some of those. Come with Edison and all this. But these two key ones are the ones that have set the ball rolling for me to be able to start to think of things like this. And every money that I make goes into this. Hence, I'm starting from zero every time. Anytime I make any kind of money, I put it into something. And owning a land or owning a property has its own ethics that comes along with it. Believe me, it's not for the faint of hearts. I will share a couple of my properties that I have that I'm having a headache with them. And I'll share the story with you as time goes on, so that I will start to build up on this while I have my other projects going on. But thank you. Now let's go take a drive at one similar community like this, and then after that drive, then we'll go to the end result of the land being demolished and putting a warehouse on it. So I'm gonna do this in 2-part videos. I'll show those in this video, and I'll show you another group of another group of acquaintances, what they are doing on their side. I mean, mind blowing. Thank you for being part of this journey, and I'm really pleased to share my experiences with you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment below. And I'm also interested in those that are watching this video. I've seen my algorithm is showing that people around the world are watching this. I'm heavily watched in Italy. That's weird, but it's real good. So thank you. So if wherever in the world you are from, you can just drop it in the comments below. Just say Kenya, Ghana, Ivory Coast, London. Just put the country or the city or the town in the comment below, and be sure to please give me a thumbs up. And we can do this. And if you're a foreign person that want to do this kind of investment, yes, you can create a foreign entity, and things like this can happen. I'm not there yet, but I'm sure if you do the research, there will be some people that can do this for you, and we can go from there. Believe it or not, we are somewhere in America. I see this, but I see opportunity. I see stuff like this. But now in this town, used to look like this block, and it has been developed. So this is regular people taking a chance right here on this community, and they've grown this from that you see there to this one here. Excuse the wind noise in the background. I have one of those gizmo that breaks the sound of the wind going through the mic of your video. Now we're in the next block of that property area that we just saw, and you see all this empty lots that you see right here. They're there for a reason. Somebody's paying the property tax on them. It is cheaper to pay property tax on a vacant lot than an abandoned building, because that abandoned building, they will still look at it as it's using water and the garbage are coming out, so it has to be serviced. So the city or the state or the county will still charge you the property tax as if somebody is living in that house. You can dispute it, but you have to get a lawyer to be able to dispute it. You cannot dispute it on your own. But I say things like this is just an opportunity waiting. Now, towns like this are dead for a reason. One, it's by design. Two, it could be that there was a big local business here, like a big steel industry, motor industry, assembly plant industry, and due to the nature of things, that industry moved out to a better area with better taxes. And once they move, the residents that are usually going to that said place, that job, they can't afford it anymore. So they either forfeit or foreclose on their loans, or they just write up and leave, or they just how time just happened. They lose their house to the state due to property tax. And sometimes the town has a plan for their area, and they will just hike up the tax of that area, trying to justify something that they say, oh well, there's they can't make this payments or whatever it is, and they basically will just kill that town, because if you can't pay the taxes, people, you see, that's just look at those abandoned houses when they're overgrown bushes, falling porches and stuff like that. Sorry, so they do things like this. Yeah, this is this is America right here, and this is a thriving city that once was a thriving city, but now it is what it is. I see stuff like this. I see opportunities. How can I get into this? And in some cases, over the years, it's been difficult to understand how to get into a market like this. This is still real estate too. And when my boy Teal introduced me to property tax sale, property lien, and stuff, and I begin to study it, that's how I come to find out that, hey, guess what? You can get all this kind of property on tax sale if the taxes on them are overdue. And you just go bid on it, and you get it, and you sit on it and wait for it. Wait for the neighborhood to germinate and to come back. Well, that comeback might be 3 years, 5 years, 7, or 10 years. But while you're sitting there waiting, you know you might potentially be losing money, but you wait for that upside. We're driving to this town. I'm only showing one side. Do I go to the other side? The other side of the street is as worse as this. Look at all this. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, it looked like it was used to be a war zone. And now look at it. That's 2 or 3 blocks that we just driven by. Now we're going to another block, and look at that. Look, empty lot, overgrown weed. There's a house back there and behind there, which nobody stays in there. That's why you see all those overgrown weeds. I mean, and eventually at some point in time, the city will come and they're gonna bulldoze it and knock it down flat when it becomes a nuisance. It is a nuisance now, but it's not a nuisance of danger. When danger start happening here, basically like God forbid somebody got pulled into the house and they start stashing bodies or drug or something in there, and it's been reported that there's violence happening there, and they will come knock it down. Look at yeah. So yeah, at times it's very sad to see something like this, but believe it or not, it was designed and it was planned for this. And being in the United States, I'm beginning to understand, getting into this adult stage, or what you want to say, as adult or what? Well, getting to this age of being here a few decades now, you get to understand that things are, how they say it, cyclical. It's more like a 10-year roller coaster, or things roll by election cycle. So some older man will come in and has plans and vision, and he will carry his plan and vision for growth. Another older man or mayor will come in and doesn't have that plan for vision or growth, doesn't want continuity. He's being paid by big lobbyists and stuff like that to kill the town so they can buy it for cheap. And sometimes stuff like this will be given away for $1. I've heard about it, but believe me, I've never been in that deal where I can get something for $1. I'm looking for it. I want something for $1 if I can get it. But I hear those stories, but those are the shady deals that happen in some cases. And sometimes these aldermen and mayors are investigated by the alphabet guys. And once the alphabet guys pound on them, they are going to jail because they make deals with developers when they kill stuff like this. I will share a story with you that one of my persons that I met at the tax sale, you know, when you lose a building and you say, oh, I lost this, and or you buy something, and remember my last video, put a link here somewhere, where they come to you and say, hey, guess what, I won that property that you just won, how would you give it up? That's because they have planned for that area. And you can't imagine, this guy has over 300 acres. Not just this guy, but he has a team of friends that have come together, put their monies together, and they've honed in on one particular area that this is going to be the next thing for them to build either big townhouses, or they are going to sell this lot to the new wave of business coming up. The new wave of business coming up is warehouses, station houses, because most of like the Amazon, like the big boxes, they need a place to store their goods. They need a satellite storage area, so they build all those big buildings. I will take you to one of those buildings that is being built, and these things are not cheap, man. So you can lease that land to those kind of Amazon people, Walmart, the big outfitter guys, and you make money still. But like that. It's nice. Yeah, this is real nice. I mean, yeah, this used to be all residential. The neighborhood on my other side of the street is all residential right now, but I'm so focused on this that I don't want to plan over there. I mean, look at what it's done. This is hundreds of houses that has been knocked down to be able to do something like this, and this is one man's vision or a group of friends' vision to do something like this. And they have been buying properties on tax sale for a long time, holding on to it, and now look at the market changing. Oh yeah.
In 0.1 miles, turn right.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's my GPS. Yeah, sorry about my windshield. I'm driving one hand and I'm recording with the other hand, so I could not clean my windshield. But you can see what I'm trying to say here. So this is something that somebody or a group of friends or a group of acquaintances have come together to pull this off. And this is going to be leased by Amazon one of the Walmart, one of those big places that is going to come and rent this from them. For years and years and years, they are going to be eating off this land. Yeah, I mean, this is cool. All right. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and we're going to be doing some more fun things and more eye-opening things and more educational things on this channel. This is The Real One YouTube channel. Thank you. Peace.